basement of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to the WICR Morning Show. Jersey Joe and Armand Medeo back with the final spot of entertainment overload. Now, I wanted to get to a serious story this morning. A very big Ben Bradley, legendary Washington Post editor, dies at 93 the other day. Just in the field of mass communications, especially journalism. This guy was just revolutionary. I'll read you a little bit about it here. Benjamin C. Bradley, who presided over the Washington Post newsroom for 26 years. He guided the Post transformation into one of the world's leading newspapers. He died yesterday at his home in Washington of natural causes, so it's good to see that he was just peaceful in his own home. But he was just revolutionary. In 1965 he took it over, and just the growth and just the popularity of this paper under him was just unbelievable. The Watergate scandal, he was the editor when that came out for his paper. The Pentagon Papers during the Vietnam War, his paper was responsible for as well. Went to a battle. The U.S. government tried to get them to take it away. The Supreme Court would not do it. So this is a guy who's when you read your textbooks about the history of journalism, this guy is one of the biggest names when it comes to that. And Armand, I'm sure when you look back at media law and ethics, we talked a lot about that kind of stuff, the Watergate scandal, the Pentagon Papers. So this is just a very big day, very unfortunate here, but this dude was truly revolutionary.
Yeah, he truly was, because he's an influential figure in mass comm itself, like journalism, as you said, and it's a sad day.
Absolutely. Now, let's go back to the sports front. Definitely glad we could address that a little bit. But, Armand, we were just talking a lot about Oregon Ducks, college football in general. And Rob and I, we talked about this on the Sports Vault the other day. He's a big guy. He loves Marcus Mariota. I think he wants his Jets to get him. Unfortunately for Rob, his Jets are going through a tough year. But I have a hard time trying to figure out if Oregon quarterbacks are going to transition well to the NFL. You look at guys like that, and I think it's really hard to see because Oregon's play style is so built on spacing and deception and running style. I just don't know if Mariota's going to fit, and I think he's a very bright kid. He's not going to fail because he's not smart enough and he can't figure the game out. I just don't know if he has the physical tools, if he really has the makeup to make it in the NFL. But what do you think about it?
It all depends on what type of organization he's going to play for. That's number one. It depends if the team is a run-first team, because he could do something like what Alex Smith does. Alex Smith's way smarter of a quarterback, but Marcus Mariota could play to the same style that Alex Smith does if he were to make the NFL. So I don't think he's a quality first-round pick, so I wouldn't pick him first round.
Now, the more and more I think about it, this upcoming draft, is there really any quarterbacks that you could really be sold? This is a franchise quarterback. This could be your guy coming up. Jameis, there's been a lot of talk. He's coming out. I know we're all worried about the maturity there, but you're a Florida State guy. You watch them all the time. Do you think, obviously, he has the physical tools to succeed in the NFL. I think it's more of the off-the-field things people are worried about.
I don't know if teams want to give a shot to a player like Jameis, because he could be someone like a Percy Harvin, which, he's been a bad influence in the locker room. He's getting involved with the wrong things. So I don't know if teams would want to give a chance to Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's a great player. He's got a great arm. He could run. He's got all the intangibles, but he's got to just put the mental piece of the puzzle to his game.
I agree. Now, do you think that, obviously someone's going to take him?
Definitely.
I'm thinking third, fourth round is where I would start to think teams are going to really, maybe if somebody's not worried about this at all, they'll jump up and take him whenever they can, but I would assume he's probably going to fall to the fourth round maybe.
Yeah, I would say third. I don't know about fourth, but definitely third.
Third, yeah.
That happening. Who do you think's the best quarterback? Honestly, I like Brett Hundley.
I don't know. To be honest, I've been a little disappointed with Brett Hundley's development this year. I like his toughness a lot. He's a smart player. I just wanted to see a little bit more from him in the big games, like against the Oregons. I mean, look, he had a great win on the road against Arizona State. UCLA's schedule has been brutal this year, but I don't know. I wanted to see him get it done against Oregon, really sell me that he can get up and rally the team against these huge games, and I don't know if I've seen that from him. I think he's got a chance. But at the end of the day, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit pessimistic that he can be a franchise quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's any franchise quarterbacks.
I agree. I think right now this draft is a lot of guys who you could see. I mean, it's tough because it's not like a couple years ago. I mean, we had the Geno Smith draft where it was like, this is a pretty weak class of quarterbacks. You had like E.J. Manuel, Geno Smith. Then last year it was a little bit better. And then this year I think it's different because there's guys who we're just not sure about. I mean, Marcus Mariota, phenomenal quarterback in college. Is he going to translate to the NFL? Jameis Winston has all the talent in the world, but his off-the-field things are just really going to hurt his draft stock. And Brett Hundley's the same thing. He's got the talent, but I just don't know.
I like the guy from Michigan State. Cooks. Yeah,
Cook is good. Cook. I think a little bit of it was their defense is so good, but their defense hasn't played as well this year as they did last year.
I mean, I think
he's played very well.
Cook's made some big plays for them on the offensive end.
He absolutely has.
But I don't think he's a number one draft pick. I'm just naming quarterbacks right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, somebody's going to roll the dice with all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, teams like, maybe like the Cardinals might be thinking quarterback because Carson Palmer's on the way out. So there's going to be teams that are going to take shots at these players, and hopefully they can prove us wrong.
And I mean, look, if Nick Foles could work, if Chip Kelly could replicate that offense and make it work with him, Marcus Mariota's been running this style of offense his whole career there. He's a smart kid. It could work, but you've really got to commit to it and stay with him there. So definitely something interesting I'm thinking about there. But overall, I mean, in the NFL, it's just, I mean, look, my philosophy is, if you don't have a quarterback, you're just delaying the inevitable. You keep drafting quarterbacks until you find one that works out. That's really that's for your Dolphins. That's been my philosophy all along. Is even if it doesn't work out, I don't care because you just gotta keep drafting until you find that guy. Because until you have your quarterback, you're not winning anything in this league.
I want the Dolphins to go wide receiver this draft. This draft is mainly wide receivers, and I think a lot of good defensive backs and linebackers.
It's a great positional player draft coming up.
Yeah,
there's a couple quarterbacks who we're not sure about, but there's so many good positional players coming up in this draft. For your Dolphins, I mean, so you're pretty much saying you're giving Tannehill one more year after this? Give him another weapon?
The last 2 weeks, Tannehill's been on point. He has been very, very sharp.
And that's the thing that drives me crazy with him is because he has these games where I'm like, okay, this is what I want to see. And then like last year, he has those games against the Buffalo Bills where I'm just
exactly. I mean,
where am I going with this?
He almost knocked off Aaron Rodgers' Packers, which is it was just a last-minute debacle on defense for the Dolphins, unfortunately. And then we go ahead and we beat the Bears, who by all means are a good team, just in a rut right now. So I mean, Ryan Tannehill has shown that he has sparks to be something better than he is, but consistency has killed him.
That is the thing that makes it so tough for me because every year when we come out, I always do like the little preview before the season starts, and that was my big bullet point for Tannehill is just I don't know on this guy. Inconsistency. The thing you want to see from your quarterback is consistency. You don't always see it with him, which makes it hard because I'm not ready to give up on the guy, but at the same time, I'm really not sold. It was my thing with Andy Dalton is like, Andy Dalton, I wasn't ready to give up on the guy this year, but after, I'll ask you about Andy Dalton as we conclude, though. For me, the way I look at it is look at the last couple weeks. You lose to the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. You tie against the Carolina Panthers, and you don't put up a single scoring drive against the Colts. Against the good teams, Andy Dalton just hasn't gotten it done. We've seen it over and over again, and to be honest, I think we're starting to see what Andy Dalton is. He's good against who he's supposed to be good against, and he just can never get the job done against the good teams in the NFL.
I don't think Andy Dalton's a franchise quarterback.
I wasn't ready to say it at the beginning of the season, but the more and more I watch, this season was the season I needed to see.
They have a good test this week. They're playing Baltimore. Baltimore's on a hot streak right now. They're coming into Cincy.
They're at home, absolutely. The rough skid they've had, this is a must-win game.
I think Baltimore's going to win this game because Baltimore lost at home to Cincy in week 1.
Look, it's all about who's hot, who's playing better right
and
now.
Baltimore certainly playing
is.
better. That defense, I didn't think the Baltimore had all the tools in the shed to be a great defensive team this year after, Ed Reed departing 2 years ago and Ray Lewis retiring, all those veterans. I mean, you still have people like Terrell Suggs, Nagata on the defense.
Haloti-Ngata.
Yeah, Haloti-Ngata. I mean, you have a lot of good guys, and you have a lot of young guys. C.J. Mosley, I love out of Alabama.
Jimmy Smith,
too. Undervalued corner.
Very under. Well, he had those red flags for his character, but you got to give that kid a lot of credit. He's come into this league, and he's been a huge impact.
Oh, yeah, him
for
and
them.
Ladarius Webb have been two good corners for them on both sides of the field. So, I mean, I do love C.J. Mosley. Ray Lewis has preached how C.J. Mosley is going to be the next big thing. I do like Courtney Upshaw. I mean, I love Courtney Upshaw coming into the league. I thought that was a great pick. So I think the Raven defense could be something special this year, believe it or not.
I agree. I think at this point, the Ravens have definitely. I mean, I thought we all locked in the Bengals, but this game Sunday is going to be a big game for them, and see what's going to happen there. But it's going to be a great NFL Sunday, as always. That is going to wrap it up for Entertainment Overload. Batman and Robin today, Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. Armand, grading the performance, I would say we earned the right to go with MJ and Scottie Pippen at the end of the show today. What do you think?
You know what, Joe? Let's go for it.
We're going for it as well. MJ and Scottie Pippen. You can also catch Armand, myself, and Big Shot Rob this Friday, 4 to 5 o'clock, providing the entertainment, a special hero-themed show. Heroes in comics like Iron Man, and heroes in sports like LeBron James, Vince Carter, okay? There you go, Armand. So we're going to do a show especially devoted to that, so definitely stay tuned to that and all the great shows we've got coming up today. So thank you for tuning in, and everyone have a great day.
About to ring, and there we are, and they got to the ring right together with Arthur Donovan.
This epic rematch was a complete turnaround from the first fight in 1936 between the contestants, in which Joe Louis suffered a crushing loss.
Lewis with the old 1-2, the first the left and then the right. He's landed more blows in this one round.